Late August 2024, the village of Kapitan Petko Voivoda, Topolovgrad municipality. The heat is unbearable. Archaeologists Daniela Agre and Dejan Dichev are on their knees in the dusty, scorching soil. This is yet another day of the rescue excavations, necessitated by something quite mundane: the laying of a cable connection between Topolovgrad and a solar park in the village of Srem. No one expected that right here. History would reveal one of its greatest secrets, until a shovel struck something hard beneath the mound of Mound 1 in the Tumbata area. There, something glinted that had not been seen for more than 2,000 years. A golden crown. Then a bracelet appears, featuring cast figures set with semi-precious stones, a necklace, ring, appliques, beads, a knife with gold inlays, and next to the buried body, this man's cremated horse, with 3 sets of bridles and decorations for 3 harnesses. Unfortunately, there are no official or freely available photos of the treasure, but it can be seen in an article on Darik on the occasion of an exhibition of the treasure, with photos by Georgy Dimitrov. Agri and Dichev realized within the first few hours that this was not simply the grave of a wealthy person. It is the richest burial from the late Hellenistic period ever discovered on Bulgarian territory. But who is buried here? This is where the real mystery begins. The Sakar Mountains rarely make the headlines. It is not Rila, it is not the Rhodopes. It has no ski resorts and does not attract tourists. Hilly, arid, overgrown with low-growing vegetation, Sakar looks like a place where nothing ever happens. And that is precisely why it is the perfect hiding place for one of Thrace's most deeply buried stories. Southeastern Thrace, located in the region between present-day Haskovo, Topolovgrad, and the Turkish border, has been a crossroads for millennia. The strategic Srem Pass runs through it, connecting the Maritsa Valley with the Tunja, and from there with the Black Sea coast. Whoever controls this pass controls trade, the movement of armies, and the flow of wealth. Ancient authors knew more about the tribes here. Strabo writes about the Korpi on the banks of the Hebros, today's Maritsa, and the Breni further upstream. But ancient texts are silent on the exact borders and names of the rulers in Sakar itself. And silence in history usually means one of 2 things. Either nothing really happened, or someone did not want it to be remembered. The excavations at Kapitan Petko Voivoda point unequivocally to the latter. This is where things get really interesting. Mound 1 is not the only one. It is part of a necropolis with a total of 7 mounds. This is not the random burial of a wandering warrior. The ritual was cremation on a pyre. The body was burned along with the weapons, gold offerings, and personal belongings. The horse was also cremated alongside him, with 3 iron bridles and decorations for 3 separate harnesses placed on it. 3 harnesses for a single horse mean one thing: this man did not merely ride, he commanded the cavalry. The massive gold headpiece from the harness bears the image of a snake, a symbol associated in Thracian iconography with chthonic power and authority over the transition between life and death. The restorers from the National Archaeological Institute with Museum at the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences and the Regional Historical Museum, Yambol, Dr. Petya Penkova and Georgy Ilyev, work for months to restore objects that have been severely damaged by the heat of cremation. But even when deformed by fire, these objects speak a language that archaeologists understand, and they say, supreme power. The following season, along the same route, the team stumbles upon a second tomb, which is intact. A warrior aristocrat laid to rest once again with his horse in a pit measuring about 3 by 3 meters. It dates to the second half of the 2nd century BCE. Here there is less gold, but the gilded bronze appliques are remarkable. Massive horse harness ornaments depicting mythological scenes. The stirrups of the harness feature high-relief depictions of the exploits of Heracles, and on the massive headpiece, a scene depicting Heracles' victory over the giant Antaeus. If this iconographic interpretation is confirmed in a scholarly publication, it will be a significant contribution to the understanding of late Hellenistic art in Thrace. But why Heracles? Why exactly here at the foot of the Sakar Mountains? Because the Thracian aristocrats identified with these myths. Heracles, the demigod, the conqueror of monsters and giants, was a model for the Thracian warrior king. Horse gear is not merely decoration, it is a message. I am the heir to the heroes. And when you see the gilded bronze gleaming in the light of the South Thracian sun upon a warhorse, the message was clear to anyone who saw it. The story, however, does not end here. A female grave, also intact, dating from the early 2nd century AD, was discovered in the same area. The cremation was performed on site, in a brick-built vaulted chamber. Massive gold earrings were found, hemispherical gold appliques around the head, a gold agraf brooch with a relief image of a woman, which archaeologists have linked to the burial of Caesarea Tryphena in Rome itself, a woman from the highest echelons of Roman society, a small bronze table in the shape of a siren, glass and ceramic vessels, leather shoes, and something that archaeologists recognize immediately, a bronze coin of Emperor Trajan placed in the mouth of the deceased. Charon's obol, the payment for the ferryman who carries souls across the river. This woman was not merely wealthy, she was part of an elite that moved freely between Thracian tradition and Roman imperial culture. She wore gold earrings in the Roman style, but was cremated according to Thracian custom. She lived in the Roman Empire, but died as a Thracian. And here we must say something that historians sometimes forget. The Romanization of Thrace does not mean that the Thracians disappeared. It means that they adapted, took on new forms, but preserved the core of their identity, just as the Bulgarians, their descendants, have done repeatedly over the centuries. The Hun invasion, Byzantine rule, Ottoman slavery, and yet despite everything, ethnic self-awareness survived. Continuity is not an abstract idea. It is here in the land of Sakar, buried a meter deep. But the gold of Sakar also conceals a far older layer. The museum center at the Alexander tomb houses gold appliques, small identical elements with holes for sewing onto clothing, dated to the period between 4500 and 4000 BCE. This collection is called the Sakar gold and is associated with the northern Sakar region. Here, however, we must be honest, this complex was looted by treasure hunters, not discovered during controlled excavations. In a peer-reviewed scientific publication by Kamen Boyadjev and co-authors, the origin is described as only probable from the Sakar region. The dating to 4500 to 4000 BCE is a working framework, not a definitive date. We mention this because this distinction is important. When treasure hunters pull an object out of the ground, they destroy its context. The only thing that truly tells the story of the find. Gold is beautiful, but without context, it is mute. Nevertheless, the identical gold appliques from the Chalcolithic period, likely from Sakar, point to something immense. They mean that 6 millennia ago, this land was already home to people who mastered metallurgy, had a division of labor, and possessed enough wealth and organization to mass-produce gold jewelry. The Varna necropolis proved that Southeast Europe is the cradle of goldworking. The Sakar appliques, if their origin is confirmed, extend this line southward and deeper into Thrace. No, not yet. There are no inscriptions on the objects. There are no personal seals. There is no complete catalogue of the coins from the pit sanctuary discovered in the same area, a sanctuary which the team reports contains a large quantity of coins from ancient cities and rulers. This sanctuary could prove to be the key. If the coins are published and analysed, they could link the necropolis to a specific dynasty. One possible candidate is King Mostis, a Thracian ruler from the Kines tribe who ruled southeastern Thrace from approximately 130 to 90 BCE. His name is known from coins bearing the inscription Vasilios Mostidos, an image of which can be seen on the ancient coin web portal Corpus Numorum and from an epigraphic monument at Byzantium. It was Daniela Agri, the same archaeologist who led the excavations at Kapitan Petko Voivoda, who discovered in 2012 near Sinemorets the largest group of silver coins from Mostis in the world. 36 tetradrachms in a hoard of 199 coins, sealed with lead in a pot near the wall of a Thracian royal residence. The Estian kingdom, from which it likely originated, existed until the 1st century AD and remains one of the least studied Thracian state formations. The chronology matches. The geography too, but without direct evidence, the connection remains a hypothesis. And here we must say something important. A hypothesis is not a weakness. It is the way science works. Evidence accumulates slowly, layer by layer, just like the mounds themselves. Skeptics will say there are no inscriptions, there is no direct evidence of royal power, and the dates in the various publications do not fully match. And they are right, but only to a point. Media descriptions range from the late Hellenistic period to the 1st century AD. The golden crown in one tomb is made of gold, while in the other it is silver gilded with gold. Without a unified scientific catalogue detailing the weight, fineness, and technique of each object, the picture remains incomplete. But here is what the skeptics cannot deny. Here, at the foot of a forgotten mountain, on the territory of present-day Bulgaria, a dynastic center once existed, a necropolis of 7 mounds, a sanctuary with coins, elite burials spanning from the 2nd century BCE to the 2nd century CE, 4 centuries of uninterrupted aristocratic rule, gilded horse harnesses with mythological scenes, golden wreaths, women buried with Roman coins and Thracian rituals at the same time. This is not an isolated find, this is a system. And this system is on our land. It was created by people who lived right here on these same hills, by these same streams, under this same sky. Some historians like to break the thread of continuity, to say that the Thracians disappeared, that there is no connection between them and today's Bulgarians. But how does a people disappear who built dynastic centers for 4 centuries in a row? Who existed here 6 millennia before that? Genetic studies of Balkan populations show remarkable continuity. The people of these lands have not changed as easily as textbooks sometimes suggest. Languages change, empires come and go, but the people remain. Yes, I don't know who the ruler of Sakar was. Perhaps it was Mostis, perhaps a contemporary of his whose name has not reached us. But we know that he lived and died on this land. We know that his people cremated him with honors that would have impressed even a Roman emperor. And we know that the gold from his tomb lay beneath an ordinary mound for 2,000 years, until a cable for a solar park brought it back into the light. Research continues. The sanctuary with the coins awaits full publication. 6 of the 7 mounds have yet to be excavated. And somewhere in the land of Sakar, perhaps right under the feet of a shepherd who passes by with his goats every day, lie the answers to questions we haven't even thought to ask. But one question is already unnecessary: whether this land hides something important. The answer is yes, it does. It always has. If this historical account has piqued your curiosity, then we recommend you continue with our video on the hidden secrets of the Black Sea civilizations. More ancient and more advanced than the Sumerians, yet completely overlooked and buried by mainstream science. Learn the history of the ancient civilizations that came before us, a history no one talks about.